The time of long suffering for the chosen ones has reached its divine turning point. For too long, they have endured silent battles, spiritual attacks, and emotional wounds that no one saw but heaven. While others mocked their faith, manipulated their peace, and cast them aside, God was watching. Every tear they cried in secret was recorded, every betrayal was witnessed, and every injustice they faced was weighed in the scales of righteousness. This is not just a shift in time, it is a shift in divine order. God has declared judgment on those who have opposed, slandered, and harmed His chosen. This isn't ordinary payback. This is divine justice rooted in a higher court that cannot be bribed, manipulated, or delayed. There comes a moment when God says, "Enough," not out of anger, but out of the overwhelming need to fulfill His promise. That moment is now. The spiritual scales have tipped. Heaven is no longer silent, and divine judgment is being unleashed. Those who laughed at the chosen ones in their low season will now have to watch them be elevated. Not because the chosen seek revenge, but because God must restore balance. Those who dug pits for others will now fall into the very snares they laid. Those who falsely accuse the innocent will face public exposure, and those who took advantage of the kindness and humility of the chosen will experience the weight of God's correction. It is not just about revenge, it's about divine reckoning. This judgment is rooted in love for the chosen and a demand for spiritual order. God is not unjust to forget their labor, their obedience, their tears, or the pain they endured in silence. The season of testing was not in vain. It was preparation for an elevation that no man can deny or block. God allowed certain storms to shape them, certain losses to refine them, and certain betrayals to expose what needed to be removed. But now, the refining is complete. The breaking is done. The lesson has been learned. And heaven is announcing a verdict that changes everything. This is a season where the voices of the overlooked will be heard, and their vindication will be undeniable. God's judgment does not miss. It will find every false tongue, every manipulative spirit, and every agent of darkness that has tried to hinder the destiny of the chosen. The protection that surrounds the chosen ones now is no longer silent. It is active, visible, and backed by the full authority of heaven. The same people who disrespected them in the valley will have no choice but to honor them on the mountain. The days of being hidden are over. The season of testing has closed. God's voice has thundered through the heavens, and His words are final. Enough, enough deception, enough delay, enough dishonor. The time for divine reversal has come, and it begins with God's judgment, His justice, and His unwavering decision to lift the chosen ones out of the dust and into their rightful place. There is a sudden and divine acceleration happening in the lives of the chosen ones. What once seemed stagnant and delayed is now being rapidly unlocked by the hand of God. Doors that remained shut for years are being opened in a moment. Opportunities that were withheld are now chasing the chosen with divine force. This is not ordinary promotion, it is heavenly elevation. God is not just giving back what was lost. He is multiplying it and positioning His chosen in places of authority, purpose, and undeniable influence. The wait was long, the process was painful, but the reward is supernatural. What took others decades to build, the chosen will accomplish in months, even days, because this is the time of accelerated favor. The elevation is not based on qualifications, connections, or worldly standards, is purely by the Spirit of God. When God decides to elevate someone, no opposition, No delay, no lie, and no enemy can stop it. He is lifting the chosen from the background to the forefront, from overlooked to celebrated, from silence to influence. This shift is so drastic that even the chosen themselves may feel unprepared. But that's the beauty of divine acceleration. It doesn't rely on human timing. It moves according to heaven's agenda. What seemed like years of silence were actually years of preparation. Every hardship, every betrayal, every lonely night was preparing them for this launch. God has not forgotten the process, and now the platform is ready. In this new level, the chosen ones will not just be blessed, they will become blessings. They will be carriers of divine wisdom, healing, and strategy. Their voice will carry weight, their presence will shift atmospheres, and their obedience will unlock breakthrough for others. God is raising them up not just for personal victory, but for kingdom impact. This elevation is tied to purpose. It's not just about visibility, it's about responsibility. The chosen ones are being trusted with more because they have proven faithful with less. They are being given influence because they remained pure when no one was watching. They are being handed territory because they carried the weight of God's presence when others abandoned Him. This elevation is global. It will not be limited to one industry, one nation, or one platform. God is planting His chosen ones in every sphere: media, government, education, business, and more. Their influence will not come from striving, but from surrender. Their names will be mentioned in rooms they've never stepped in, and their gifts will make room for them in places far beyond their imagination. This isn't just a promotion, it's divine positioning. Heaven is aligning people, resources, timing, and locations so that the chosen ones walk fully in their destiny. They will not miss it. They will not be late. Every delay has been turned into a setup. Every rejection has redirected them into perfect alignment. What is happening now cannot be explained by logic, only by divine timing. The chosen are rising, and this time they're rising fast. Not by force, not by manipulation, but by the undeniable wind of God pushing them into the places they were always meant to occupy. A divine reversal is underway, and it begins with exposure. For far too long, the chosen ones have endured attacks from those who wore masks of kindness but carried hearts of deceit. They were lied on, misunderstood, gossiped about, and used by people who pretended to love them but plotted against them in secret. These attacks were not just personal, they were spiritual, designed to break their spirit, question their identity, and delay their destiny. But now, the curtain is being pulled back. God is shining a light into dark corners, revealing hidden motives, exposing false alliances, and bringing truth to the surface. Those who worked against the chosen will no longer be able to hide. Their intentions, words, and schemes will be revealed, and the world will see exactly what the chosen ones had to survive. This exposure is not for vengeance, it's for vindication. God is not exposing to embarrass, but to bring clarity. The reputations of the chosen ones were attacked, but now they will be restored. Their name was dragged through the mud, but now it will be lifted with honor. People who once judged them based on lies will now see the truth, and they will be forced to acknowledge the strength, integrity, and favor that the chosen carry. This reversal is justice in action. What was once a place of pain will now be a platform of power. The very people who tried to bury them will watch them bloom. God is turning the narrative. The ones who were mocked will now be marveled at. The rejected are becoming respected. The last are becoming first, not because they demanded it, but because God ordained it. He is not just lifting the chosen ones up, He is doing it in front of those who counted them out. The tables are turning visibly. People who schemed to silence them will now hear their voices amplified. Those who tried to shut doors in their face will now need their help to get through their own. This is the kind of reversal that only God can orchestrate. It's poetic, powerful, and undeniable. The shift is also personal. The chosen ones will begin to see people who once walked away try to return. Some will come with apologies, some with confusion, and others with envy. But the chosen ones are no longer in the same place. They've grown, they've healed, they've been elevated. And they understand now that not everyone deserves access to the next level. God is not only reversing situations, He's refining circles. Only the loyal, the pure, and the aligned will be allowed in this new space. The exposure isn't just for the sake of justices, for the protection of purpose. The chosen ones have been through fire, and now they're coming out as gold. God is not only giving them beauty for ashes, but He is making sure the world sees the transformation. Every lie will be corrected. Every trap will become a testimony. Every attack will serve as evidence that no weapon formed against them could prosper. The rise of the chosen ones is a story of divine reversal, and those who once stood against them will be witnesses to their elevation. Not because man said so, but because God said, it's time. Now that the time has come, nothing can stop the hand of God from moving on behalf of His chosen ones. What was once a painful process has become the foundation for unstoppable purpose. The season of hidden suffering is over, and the season of divine elevation has begun. Judgment has been declared, acceleration has been activated, and reversals are unfolding in real time. Every tear, every betrayal, every moment of isolation has not been wasted. Thank you for joining this divine message. May your spirit remain strong, your heart stay open, and your purpose shine brighter each day. Stay blessed, stay chosen, and stay ready, because God has only just begun. Goodbye, and thank you for watching. Until next time, keep walking in power.